Hello fellow RVers, this is Gary and Sharon once again, Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom. Well, freedom's brought us to Kentucky, I think Burkesville, Kentucky, to Dale Hollow Lake State Resort Campground. So we're winding our way back State Park Road.
That's a turkey over there. It's a turkey in the golf course.
And we got a turkey.
I don't know if you could see it or not, but it's just a turkey walking.
We're going to see what this is all about.
All right, let's see where we're at.
Campground straight ahead.
Yep.
And Dale Hollow is a giant lake, or reservoir actually.
The border between Tennessee and Kentucky goes right through the middle of it, right?
Yep.
So, and bonus, we're meeting friends here. Yay! First thing that we always have to figure out is where to unhook our tow vehicle. We can do it at the campground, we're told, or right here. Okay, our tour starts right here on Loop A, which is just this little, they're all like these little spokes. So that's 1 right there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. So we'll walk around backwards. There's some folks' stuff here. They're out, so I don't want to go mess around their stuff, but show you these sites. It's really nice, the space that you have here and the way they have it laid out. So A7, A6, here's A5 right there, tucked up here in the shade. And there's A4 and A3. So you can see A2 and A1. So that is A. So what I was going to say was these little middle areas, we've seen people parking their boats there and their extra cars. This loop has electric and water. You can see the water is shared water, so bring extra hose. The B loop is right there. We are in site 4 and our friends are in site 5, and we'll get a closer look at that in a minute. That's B loop. So B loop is a sewer site, sewer loop. All those sites have sewer, and this is C loop, and these sites have sewer. So we have site 1 right there. Site 2, site 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll get a closer look. Dump station right nearby. They have 2 dump stations here. Here's site 2, C3, electric, water, and sewer. C4, what you'll notice about a lot of these sites, they're slopey. A little unlevel, unless you have something short that can back all the way up there. You might have to play with it. So here's C5, shared water right there. C6, C7, straight ahead, and then C8 is that last one there. And that is A that we were just at. A little closer look at C8 right there. Your fire ring is perched on the edge of the hill, and there's a closer look at C7. So you can see B loop over there where we are. This is D loop. D loop. We'll just just walk around. I think the hounds have settled down. If you want to know where Gary is, he's out fishing every day. We'll tell you about that in a wrap up. There's D1. These are electric water sites. No sewer here. So you can see the water for site 1 is way over here. Not so bad for D2, but D1 you're going to have to go a little bit, and that is a hill right there. D2 looks fairly flat. D3. D4. While these fire rings are right up by the woods. It's a little scary. D4 is right here. D5. D6. Another slopey one. D7. And D8. The dump station's straight over there, and the bathhouse is going to be to the right. And you can see, looking that way, is another one of the loops and a playground. Our next loop is loop E on the other side of the street. And there's a campground. You can see we just came from D right there. And each loop has a trash can. And they do empty it fairly often. Seems like it anyway. But they do get filled up. Okay, so this is electric water, shared water, and here's site 1 again. So I guess one you got to have a hose to go way over there. But here's site 1. Site 2. Picnic table, lantern pole, fire ring with a grill. Site 3. Slopey, shared water again. If you get site 4, you got water right there. Site 3, you're going to have to use your extra hose. Here's E4 and a dog. And this is E5. And there is a camper's path through the woods there. That doesn't look like an approved path, but that is a path that goes to the camper's path. Not the official one. Not the official path to the camper's path. Shared water there. Here's E6. Here is E7. And E8, straight ahead, under that nice evergreen. There is E8. And they have this nice grassy area here in the middle. Okay. And that is E loop. B loop is right here. B1, 2, 3, 4 where we are. Looks like we're about to take off flying. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here is site 1. These are electric, water, and sewer in this B loop. B2 is right there. B2 is relatively flat, and so is B3. So, as we're talking about loving this loop, those might be two options for next year. Here we are at B4. Our motorhome is 33 feet, and there was no way to get any leveler than that. And our friends here are B5. The thing we liked about these two, they have nice yards. And they're kind of tucked back up here in the shade. So B5. Here is B6. A little slopey and side to side slopey. And B7 is right there, perched on the edge of the hill. Nice view though. And B8 right there. And again, shared water throughout the place, so the water here is kind of between 7 and 8. And for reference, there's A across there. This is B, C straight over there, dump station right there, and we did D, which is right down there, and E. Now we'll have to get the rest of the park because there's a lot of loops. Okay, we are continuing our tour, taking a left to area F, right there, by the bathhouse. And again, these are all the same, starting with 1 and going around. These are here at F. This is electric and water, shared water. F2, F3, F4, F5, that must be F6, F7, F8, and that first one we saw coming in, that was F1. And then we head across the street, kinda, to the left and then the right, to G. G is another sewer loop. G1, G2, G3, electric, water, and sewer here. G4, G5, there's playground and swings. G6, G7, and G8. We're going to head to H next. And this is H, another sewer site area. There's some folks here, so we won't be taking pictures if people are out. But again, you can get the general overview. Ooh, it's really a glare there. There's G, H1, H1, and H2, H3. H4, H5, H6, H7 where that motorhome is, and H8 right there. And this is another sewer area. Okay, next is, we'll keep going. Okay, hold on a minute. We don't want to miss I. I across the way here. Another sewer loop, the last one. I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7, and I8. And then we head to the left. There's a swimming pool right up there and another bathhouse right there. So we did I. J is going to be next on the left. Now we're back to electric and water only sites. That one is an ADA site right there. Here is J1, J2, J3, J4, playground and swing sets there, J5, J6, cabins, J7, and J8. These are electric and shared water, and then a pavilion. And we go across the way there to K. K1, K2, there's the pool, K3, K4, K5 is where that motorhome is, K6, K7, and K8. This is a lot quicker in the car. Dump station right there. There's two in the park. There is one of the cabins, camper cabins. JKL, right here. Electric and shared water. L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6, and then L7 and 8 where these two are. L7 and L8. And across the street is M. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7, M8. And we're going to come back out and go to the left. Okay, here in N, we just pulled up into N. Here's N1. These are electric, shared water. N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6, N7, and N8. And we're going to head to the left. We're heading up now to O. O is on the top of the hill here. Okay, here we go. O1, O2, O3. Let's stop right here for a minute. So this O is overlooking F down there. So it's F, just for your reference. O4, O5, O6, O7, and O8, electric and shared water. Okay, let me clarify the shared water. You share one pole, but you each have your own faucet. So I consider that shared water, but Mr. D just said that one spigot is shared water, but there's one hydrant, two spigots. Awkwardly placed. There's Camper's Path right there. We saw that way back in one of the other places. And we're going to follow this road around. Now this is equestrian. If you have horses, you can come here, but we saw people camping here, so I'm not sure if, you know, it's strictly just for horses or not. But they do have places for you to tie your horses out. There's a bathhouse. And we're going to start right here to the right, and this is P. P1. We'll stop by one of these. Remember I was saying that sites 1, your water's way over here. So that's what I mean by shared water. You've got one pole, but 2 taps. P2, P3.
See, P3 would back in there, and they would have to run your water under your RV all the way to the tap, where P4 would be normal. You would just go right to the tap.
Yep, it's the odd numbers. P4, P5, P6, P7. Ooh, that one's really slopey. And P8. All right, heading across the way here to the next one. Was a deer right there? This is Q. Q is sewer, electric, and water with the shared hydrant. You have your own spigot. There's Q1. Q2. This is an equestrian park camping area. Q3. Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7, and Q8. Okay, leaving Q, I think that we have one more R right here to the right. Another equestrian, part of the equestrian camping areas. So here we have R1. These are electric and water sites. R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7, R8. Okay, we are going to come back out here. So the bathhouse for the equestrian area is right there. And they do have a laundry facility. And I know the one by us does. I'll have to check the other one, but they do have laundry facilities here. Yay. We're gonna head back and catch one more little trail. There is one more little area. There's Ranger Trail right there, and that's about 2 miles. And all the other trails you have to drive to get to, but there are a few you can access right here from the campground. Hoping to see deer. This side, oh, there's some right there. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Went up in there.
Uh-huh. Okay, last little thing to show you. There's F looking down where we were a while ago. The bathhouse closest to us. We're gonna pass O right here. Which has these nice views. And we're going to take this next right and show you a couple of the cabins. Okay, go slow right there. Oh, that's a beautiful view of the cabins. So there are the cabins. You can see them. So here are the camper cabins right there.
CC2.
CC2, CC3, and 4 and 5. And as you can see, even though everyone has their own space, all these little areas down here are, when they're full, it's quite a busy little area. Let's go back to the left and take the scenic route. Maybe we'll see some more deer.
Well, we're finally getting around to doing our wrap up of Dale Hollow Lake State Resort Park, and we are not there.
Nope.
So we got like 3 wrap ups behind because we had company visiting and we were very busy. But so anyway, we're trying to get these done. But so this is going to be Dale Hollow State Resort Park. And
coming to you from Fort Boonesboro State Park.
And this is
Kentucky.
Yeah, and Dale Hollow is Burkesville, Kentucky. And it's on a monstrous lake, Dale Hollow Lake, which is fed by the Obi River. Now there are a lot of sites in Dale Hollow State Park. The sewer, water, and electric sites are going to be sites B, C, G, H, I.
Those are like the loops.
The loops. They're all cul-de-sacs.
Yeah, you go up, straight up, and there is a circle. And you can see it on the other side. Hold up the map.
There's like 8 sites in each cul-de-sac. There you go.
Yeah, so each one of those has a letter name. So here are the letter names you need to remember for sewer sites. Go.
B, C, G, H, I, and Q is horse sites. They got horse fences there you can tie your horse up to.
Right.
And here's the deal with that.
All the rest are electric and water. So, and that J9 is an ADA site, and that does have sewer.
And while I'm holding papers up, I'll go ahead and hold this one up. Because that's it. I didn't have it upside down. Oh, so there you go. You want to take a look at that.
But you can go on the website and check out all those papers. But the campsites, just be aware, some of them are a little slopey.
Yes. We had an asphalt site, and the site that we had was B4. We had water, electric, and sewer there. Mm-hmm. But it was not level. I mean, our front tires were off the ground.
We looked like
probably
we were gonna
yeah, it was
fly.
Yeah. So, and I noticed, and I drive about that a lot of the sites are like that.
Down or
yeah, one way or the other. So
or sideways.
Yeah, be prepared to do a little bit of leveling if you come to this state park. But they do have a pool. Mm-hmm. They got a mini golf course, and there's an actual 18-hole regular golf course there. Mm-hmm. And they do have the horse campground. And you can ride your bikes, if you like going up and down hills, all around there.
And on the trails.
And on the trails. They got a camp store there. Mm-hmm. I believe it sells beer and other things inside that camp store.
Yes.
And it's a lot of green space in between the sites, and in the middle, there's a green space right in the middle of the cul-de-sac of all the campgrounds. I think they use that for, well, it seemed to be like boat parking and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you need to park your boat trailer there, or your boat or whatever, or golf cart trailer or truck.
They do have a boat ramp there. They do have a full-service marina there, and they have a lodge there. Mm-hmm.
And a restaurant.
And a restaurant, yes. Yeah. So it's a complete deal as far as the state park goes on this massive Dale Hollow Reservoir.
And they also have cabins, camper cabins in the campground area that have AC and bunks. So they're not very big, but I think they're pet friendly too.
Now the boat ramp is a little bit steep, but obviously it's well used, so it's doable.
Yes.
And there's also other marinas in the area. Mm-hmm. You know, there's Cedar Hill Marinas, there's Mike's Marina. Now, we did have a boat there, and we did some side trips. We took the boat out. We went swimming in the lake, which was 85 degrees the time we went out swimming. And we went over to Mike's Landing and had a lunch, I guess you would call it, there at Mike's Landing. Great food. It's also accessible by car. We went up on top of a giant hill to the Quarry restaurant. Great overlook. Great food there also.
Yes.
So there are places close by. There's a Dollar General, I'm going to say 15 minutes away from the park. And that's really pretty much the only thing you're going to get within driving distance, unless you're going to take a bit of a drive, unless you want to drive an hour.
Yeah, there's nothing really close for groceries.
Now
besides Dollar General.
Now back to the campground. Our Wi-Fi?
It was okay. We'll call it okay.
Yeah.
It did what it needed to do, but it had its moments.
Yes.
Okay.
But it is a really nice state park.
And some areas in that area, Verizon didn't work at all.
I couldn't even make a phone call in some places.
Yeah, so it's
Depends
just
where you're at.
that it's a little sketchy.
You're going up and down hills.
Yeah.
You know. And that's a very deep lake, in case you're wondering about it. When we were out there were some spots that marked 140 feet.
Yeah.
And you can get right up close to the bluffs, to the rock bluffs in there, and you're still in 80, 90 feet of water. And primarily people are in there fishing for smallmouth, walleye, and crappie, if you want a fishing report. So there you go.
And speaking of fishing reports, you can visit the fish hatchery, Dale Hollow Fish Hatchery. And the young man there told us all about the process of raising the fish from the eggs to the fry, and then they just moved along and got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they would go to the outside tanks, and they distribute them all over
Eastern side of the United States.
Not just Kentucky,
Millions of them. They had rainbow trout when we were there.
Yeah, it was pretty fascinating. So if you ever get a chance to go to a fish hatchery, we've been to a couple now, and it's always fascinating what they do. Also, there are some Army Corps parks around this lake too. So if you're into Army Corps parks, you might want to check them out. We had friends that were staying at the Dale Hollow. Was it Dale Hollow, right?
Dale Hollow Army Corps Park.
Yeah, and it's just a simple little park, and we did a little drive around to check it out in case we ever want to stay there. No sewer though, so the state park wins there.
So anyway, and they did have a hiking trail.
Hiking trails. So they have hiking trails, and the one, if you can't do any other trail, do the Eagle Point Trail. It takes you up to an overlook. If you have somebody drive you to, there's different places you can get on and off this trail, then it's just a short hike up, not even a mile, and it's not like it's way up. It's not that bad, but the views are incredible. I went up there and did some yoga and just overlooked the lake, and you can see the lodge off to your right, which also overlooks the lake. So the Eagle Point Trail, you can access that from the campground, although to me it looked a little overgrown from the campground, so I road walked when I came back because ticks are a thing out there, you guys. Ticks are a thing. So the rest of the trail was fine. It was nice and wide. It was not overgrown, and they are not marked and blazed like I've been used to here lately. However, they do have signs along the way so you know where you're going.
So what about Cindy's Cave?
Cindy's Cave, they have a cave. Yes, and now it says that they offer cave tours. I didn't get to check that out because we were doing other things, but there's a cave there, and you aren't allowed to go and do a self-guided tour, but you can hike to the cave and see the cave and take pictures of the cave. And it's really neat. I saw 2 entrances. I don't know if it was the same cave, but the cave's name is Cindy Cave. And you see that if you hike the Eagle Point Trail.
So I think there's 145 total campsites at Dale Hollow.
Let me back up to the Eagle Point Trail. If you do take it from the campground, it is about a 5-mile round trip. And I was dropped off and I did 5 miles, but I did couple little extra things. Yeah. So
just a simple walk in the woods.
It's not bad. It's rolling. I mean, there was a little up and down, but it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, 102 degrees.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, and it's shady in the woods. It's beautiful. It's just absolutely stunningly beautiful.
There you go.
And surprisingly enough, the leaves are starting to change here a little bit, so you get to see a little bit of fall color when you're out there. just a little bit, but you can see the difference. So that was kind of cool.
Yes. So I guess that's our wrap up of Dale Hollow State Resort Park. Is that how they say that? Dale Hollow Lake.
Dale Hollow
Lake State Resort Park. There we go.
Did we go? Let's check our notes.
They have a bathhouse. They have laundry.
Yes, we were asked, could you please share if places that have laundry facilities? Well, this place does have laundry facilities. So, and our friends went and used the laundry facilities and they had no problem. So
I used the bathhouse once.
And how was it?
It was great. I had good water pressure, had hot water. It was clean.
Yeah.
No problem.
So there you go. There's your bathroom.
I think the washer and dryer was $1.
Yeah, it was really super cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's your bathhouse laundry report.
Yes. So the water hookups are a little bit funky. We got one spigot coming up out of the ground with 2 hose bibs, one on each side. And ours was handy because my hose went from my water bib right to my motorhome, no problem. Now the other bib will go to the trailer next to us or the RV next to us. You have to go like through your front yard, either under your RV or around it or something to get to the other side where your hookup would be. So it's a little bit of you need some extra hose to get there. So it's like every other one, so to speak. You got one that's good and one you need 100 feet of hose for.
Right.
So just bring some extra hose with you if you're going to stay there just in case.
We are seeing that is a thing here in Kentucky.
Yes.
Because here at this state park, we're at Fort Boonesboro State Park.
The same way.
Same thing. You've got one post, two spigots, and a lot of hose. We see some crazy hose situations here. So make sure you have extra hose.
That's the dog. She's done. She's ready to go inside. Yeah.
She's letting me know. I'm ready, Mom.
She's been out 15 minutes. She's done. Yeah.
It's not even hot out.
She wants to go on her couch. Anyway, so I guess that's about all we got for Dale Hollow Lake State Park Resort.
But it was a beautiful state park. The layout, I have to say this, is probably the best I've ever seen. Because most places have you like here, 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 here. Even if they have a big yard, it's like very congested. But the way these are laid out, you go up and it's like you have your own space. And we didn't have a lot of people in we only like one camper here, one camper there. So it was like we had our whole little cul-de-sac to ourselves the whole time we were there. Until the weekend, yes.
But it was Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
And the park was full.
And we were leaving.
All parks are full on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. But I mean, but even so, as packed as it was on the weekend, because we were there over a weekend, you never felt like it was so packed because of the layout of the park. They just there's a lot of green space, and there's deer. We didn't mention deer, but there are a lot of deer there.
Oh, there's deer, there's turkeys, there's bunny rabbits.
Turkeys, yeah, bunny rabbit. So that's it. Happy travels, everyone.
Yep. We like looking at freedom, Gary and Sharon.
Hope to see you on the road sometime.
Yep. You ever been to Dale Hollow Lake State Park? Let us know. Do you like reservoir camping? Take care.